Welcome to Overlooked Pearls, a show where I test out strange ideas nobody spends their time thinking about. Today's topic, Yorick ADC. First off, I have something to confess. Yorick ADC is a misleading title because we are building full AP. Now it sounds crazy, but let me explain. To address the elephant in the room, Yorick is a melee character with no hard CC capabilities, making him a poor ADC candidate. But Yorick has something no other champion in the game has. A family. With the power of unpaid child support, you can throw your stank-ass water at people to kill them with your rabbit kids. Coupled with Arcane Comet, it provides Yorick with a reliable way to do damage at range, with a CDR of only 6 seconds at 3 items. Yorick can also heal back early poke damage by using his Q ability, which heals himself based on his missing HP. And even on a full AP build, Yorick is still the tower smashing Giga Chad we know and love. So despite how crazy AP Yorick ADC sounds, it just works. The runes we're going to be looking at this time is Arcane Comet. Throwing your E slows down the enemy, so landing the Arcane Comet after an E hit is pretty much guaranteed. It's good for poke and it just works. Next up is Mana Flow Ban, which we need for mana purposes early on, Celerity for the movement speed, and Scorch for the extra burn tick. Next up on the second tree, we will be taking Presence of Mind because we really need the mana early on because Yorick is a very mana hungry character when you spam his E. And we will be taking Cut Down because Cut Down just improves Yorick's poke overall and is, in general, a pretty busted rune right now. As for the adaptives, you can take what you'd like, but I highly recommend attack speed, movement speed, and scaling HP. As for the summoner spells, I recommend taking Ghost and Exhaust. Ghost allows Yorick to run around and just do things and just escape, while Exhaust prevents people from doing those same things to you. However, if you want to be freaky, then you can try going for Ghost and TP. Ghost for the same reasons as said beforehand, and TP if you want to do some multi-lane split pushing. For example, you could be pushing bot, TP up to top and then push top and then roam down to mid, or you're pushing top then you TP to mid to join a team fight and vice versa. It's a little bit on the more creative side. I still recommend Ghost and Exhaust overall, but the options there if you want to. For our items, we're going to start with Doran's Ring and a health pot. Build Liandry's first. Since Yorick's ghouls counter spells, any E hit or ghoul auto attack will refresh the burn, giving Yorick extremely consistent damage. Always build it first ASAP. The component you want to get first towards Liandry's is the powder one, since it gives you that burn early on. For shoes, buy Swifties, you'll need the extra movement speed to kite and gap close. Next item is Rylai's. Rylai's slow is applied like Liandry's, giving your ghouls the ability to chase, and it makes landing your E a lot easier. It also gives some HP, which is nice for late game survivability. The third item is either Riftmaker or Cosmic Drive. Riftmaker for extra damage and Omnivamp, or Cosmic Drive for movement speed. This is situational and depends on whether you're lacking damage or mobility. Both are important items, but it's up to you which one to build first. The last item is up to you. Here are some suggestions. For endgame potions, I recommend either Elixir of Sorcery or Elixir of Iron. In the early game, you are going to play safe and farm till level 2. You can take a bit of poke since you have a pot and your Q heals you, but give up CS if necessary to conserve HP. At level 2, use E when at 3 to 4 graves to hit the enemy with your ghouls. Combined with Arcane Comet, it should be a serious enough threat for most ADCs to back off. Do this repeatedly with at least one ghoul and you should be able to force them back quite well, equalizing the CS count. Keep tossing the stink water at them until they get low and look for a kill. Trap them with W and bonk them with a shovel. 9 times out of 10 they'll flash and play super scared for a while, so just keep on CSing and throwing your kids at them. Rinse and repeat until you get to level 6. At level 6 you obtain a double-edged sword, a wife. There are 2 ways to use Maiden. Either land an E and immediately summon Maiden for a surprise attack, or summon Maiden to zone and push the wave. It is important that you keep Maiden alive. Maiden is the main reason why Yorick can produce infinite kids and half HP people in one E, so minimize the damage she takes. Keep her out of combat when she's low and Maiden will regenerate roughly 1 HP per second. It's not a lot, but it's still better than nothing. Team fighting and skirmishing can be done near the Dragon Pit, but focus on pushing opportunities rather than fighting. If you need to wave clear and also move to a team fight, create a couple of ghouls and let them push bot wave while you go to the team fight. If you're worried about being late, just pop ghost and sprint like hell. Otherwise, just keep on CSing and pushing bot. Poke enemies hiding under tower with E and ghouls, but be careful not to let Maiden die in the process. There's a good chance the enemy jungler will start hard camping you to prevent the push, so maintain high vision for safety. Thanks to our Swifties and exhausts, you should be able to escape ganks most of the time. Once towers go down, you start pushing in deep for second and third tower. Back off immediately if you don't see the enemy. They are definitely heading to you to prevent the split push. That still works in your favor because it frees up the rest of your team to push other lanes. The main point is to keep yourself and Maiden alive, because as long as you're alive and active, all 3 lanes are vulnerable to you. This is another reason why we bought Swifties. The movement speed allows you to push lanes and run away quickly. Keep up the split pushing minigame as long as you can while joining team fights. Things are a bit different at late game. Towers will be very difficult to push since it's close to the enemy base, and Baron and Elder teamfights will begin. Your role in teamfights is to land an E onto a squishy and let the family do the work. Running in melee range is very risky and should only be done if the enemy is CC'd, otherwise just landing your E and W are sufficient in deleting most squishies. When an opportunity presents itself, push like hell and end the game. Here are the pros and cons, champion synergies, and champion counters. Yorick ADC is one of the more experimental builds I've tried in recent times, but I think he came out pretty well. Major credit goes to my friend Woody for forcing me to do the full AP build. I wouldn't have discovered it otherwise. It's a fun way to bully squishy ADCs and destroy towers, not to mention the DPS you can achieve when killing Dragon. It does take a bit of learning to get used to, but if you enjoy killing Freak's chosen children by throwing your own kids at him, give Yorick ADC a try. But what do you think? How would you play Yorick ADC? What build would you use? Are you a Yorick enjoyer? Do you have your own suggestions for this series? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And that's all for today, folks. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. Over 90% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel, so consider doing so if you're interested. I'll catch you guys later. Rock Tofu, signing off.